Hello guys, and welcome. This is an update video. So for those who run in my series, this is an update you guys will want to see. Hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, a wonderful holiday season. Figured I'd make this update while we're on our little winter break. So many of you may or may not have checked out this portion of the GCN and SCN website. So this is under the gaming tab, NR 2003 series rules and bylaws. That's the page I'm on right now. If you are in the series and haven't read this, maybe a good time for you to get caught up on this. So again, so here's the rules basically, but one thing I wanted to add, so this is the rules and bylaws for all of our series. So in the recent races, I noticed a lot of you were very upset that the races ended under caution. We've had a little bit of an issue with that in the middle part of the season. Unfortunately, I have stated many times I do not want to modify the rules in the middle of the season, but at this point I feel like I have no choice because, again, I don't want a championship to be determined. I don't want the next round of the playoffs to be determined by a late race caution, especially if it's an elimination race, because then you have a lot at stake that just went out the door. You could probably end up kissing your championship hopes goodbye just on that caution. I don't think that's fair to someone who maybe was making up ground, maybe wasn't. So as you scroll on down, see we added some stuff for the IndyCar Series 2 that we will be starting in late February. But anyway, here is our new rules package. So of course, I'm just going to read through it. So overtime will be permitted at all tracks effective at the start of the playoffs for Hitachi Truck Season 1, Lift National Season 1, and Jello Cup Season 6. So for the Lift National, or for the Hitachi Truck and the Jello Cup Series, that means this will be effective starting it'll be effective starting at Rockingham. If I'm not mistaken, it'll be effective for the Lift National Series, the race after Rockingham. Let me just double check that schedule. As I do that, so again, GCN overtime, it's brief description here. It's where if we get a caution that affects the finish of the race, we will kick in overtime. The IndyCar will not use the overtime system. We're going to keep it just like regular IndyCar, pretty much. So this is effective in the Lift National Series starting at Bristol. But yeah, so here's how we're going to do it. So the short tracks, or ovals that are 1.5 or less than a mile and a half, so like Nashville even is included in that, Dover, all those tracks, they will have 3 attempts at GCN overtime, and of course we will have caution. So if we go through 3 attempts and so after the 3rd attempt, no matter what happens, if the leader does not take the white flag, the caution, so basically once you receive the green in overtime number 3, race is over no matter what flag flies next. So that's how we're going to do that. Intermediate oval tracks, which are your mile and a halves, Michigan, Pocono, Indianapolis, they will have 1 caution-free overtime. So in other words, if a wreck happens, we're still racing to the finish. The reason that rule is different from the short tracks is because again, I feel like a mile and a half track, you can get around, I think people can get out of the way, get around without causing a big issue. Now, if we do run into that kind of like horrendous situation where the leader is wrecked, we will rewrite that rule. So this is sort of just a test period through the playoffs. It will be modified probably for the start of Season 2 of Lift and Trucks, as well as Season 7 of the Gel Cup Series, which will use it all season long next year. So then the super speedway tracks, which are Daytona, Talladega, Zendultis, and Ricky, they will have unlimited attempts with cautions. It's because, again, and you may say, well, why isn't the same rule for intermediate tracks being used at super speedways? It's because I feel like that rule is already in place at super speedways. You know, we already got enough issues with lapped cars at super speedways. So yeah, that's the reasoning there. Then of course the road courses will have one GCN overtime caution free. So that is the new rules. These will take effect at Rockingham for the Cup and the Trucks, and it'll take place for the Lift National Series starting at Bristol. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Check this page as well. I have modified some rules. Some rules will be modified at the end of the season, so you will want to keep checking this page if you are in the series. Before I go, of course, check out SCN. We're going to have an announcement tomorrow regarding the future of the channel over there. Or we'll have an announcement about our podcast over there tomorrow. If you're interested, it's a sports channel. We're going to be talking all sorts of sports. We are partnered over there with HRL Spirit, or Heartland Spirit, and Heartland Media, so you will want to watch to see when we will be starting that, you know, and just the details you'll want to know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, goodbye everyone.